Hey guys, it's Drea. Today we're just doing a good old-fashioned get ready with me. I got my order from the Sephora VIB Rouge sale and I got this in it. I've been wanting this palette for months. Like, I could have ran out and bought it when it first came out, but I was, you know, sticking to my low buy, and I always said I would get it during the sale, so I did. I'm really excited. So this is the Anastasia Amrezy palette, so I wanted to try this out today. I also asked on Instagram for this one, and oh, I got another palette too. And for this one, so I got this one as well, the Morphe 24A Artist Pass. I asked if you guys wanted to see a first impression. So this is essentially a first impression get ready with me. But let me know if you want to see this one, because there were a bunch of people on Instagram that did want to see it. As always, everything will be listed down below because, you know, I want to talk to you. I don't necessarily just want to talk about the makeup. Although I do want to say I've been trying to use up this Ordinary primer, and it is not pore filling. And I've definitely noticed, especially in pictures, like if I do Instagram pictures lately, oh, these pores here, yeah, they come through. So I either need to start using two primers, like use this everywhere else on my face and then use a pore filling primer there, or just like finish this up, because look, it's cut open and I'm now getting down to actually using up everything. I also wanted to use my Smashbox foundation. I've been saving this for when I go back to work because, you know, it's expensive. It's my fave. I don't want to use it up, but gosh, I'm kind of tired of my my Project Pan foundation right now because I've been using it to death because I really want to use it up. So today I'm just like, no, I'm going to use my old standard Smashbox that I love. So let's talk, you know what, let's leave the quarantine talk for a little bit later, because I know everybody's talking about that right now and I'm kind of sick of it. I'm sure you are too. So what should we talk about? I got a guinea pig. I know a lot of you know that. I put all my daily life on Instagram now, on Instagram stories. So if you're not following me there and you just want to see like live updates of what I'm doing all day, you can go follow me on Instagram. I don't post too much. I'm not one of those people that has a story that's just dots, but I do post, I think, a fair amount, just what I find the most interesting in my day, and of course I put the dogs up there. But yeah, we got a guinea pig. There was a lady, this was right when the whole COVID thing was starting. This lady just posted on Facebook that she had to let go of her guinea pig because she had allergies. And my son is just, ever since he was like a baby, obsessed with animals and just cares about animals and loves animals. Never liked cars, never liked sports, just likes animals. So we have fish, we have dogs, and that's it. So I said to him, do you want this guinea pig? Like, we could go get it. And she was giving it away for free. She was giving away all the cage, the rest of whatever food she had, basically everything. I don't know what this is. Cash Money keeps calling me every couple days. Yeah, I'm sure it's some kind of scam. I just find it funny when I see Cash Money come up on my phone. Anyway, so we got this guinea pig. He's real cute. He's white, and his name is Pickles. We kept the name that she had for him because I think it's super cute. And my husband was just saying to me last night, he's like, I think we got this guinea pig for you. I'm like, well, I kind of knew that when we were going to get it, that, you know, I was going to have to make sure that it was taken care of, because 12-year-old, they do their best, but you know, they're not doing everything they should. You got to remind them. So like, I knew I would have to take responsibility. But yeah, I really like him. I say hi to him all the time. I go give him carrots every now and then, and he lets me pet him. I have held him for, you know, small periods of time. He's not really used to that yet, but yeah, it's been fun. I've never had a guinea pig or hamsters or anything like that. I had a good friend when I was growing up. By the way, I'm using my makeup spatula now for my concealer because it's real down there. So I had this friend growing up that always had hamsters, and she would always take them out of the cage. The problem with makeup spatulas is you get too much. You get more than you wanted. So now all of a sudden I'm gonna use it in every part of my face instead of just under the eyes. But anyways, she would always take them out of the cage and they would bite her. Not all the time, but every now and again, and they would bite her. And I just hated that idea. I'm very afraid, like I'm fearful of lots of things, but especially about being bitten by things. So I never like held her hamsters or wanted a hamster or any kind of rodent, a pet. So this is the first time we've ever had anything like that. But he doesn't bite at all. So that's been really good. One time he gave me like a little curiosity, just kind of like, that was it. Okay, everything else that I want to talk about is not directly related to the quarantine, but it all has something to do with it. I mean, this is our lives right now, right? So everything practically anybody's talking about has something to do with the way they've been affected by this. So these are all mine. They're not serious. Obviously, serious things are happening in the world, but I can only talk about what's going on in my life. So I started drinking tea because I don't drink water. I've tried over the years to like make water drinking a habit, and I have never successfully been able to do that. The only time I drink water is when I'm thirsty. So I will drink water if I'm thirsty. But other than that, I just can't remember, I can't make it a habit. So I do drink iced tea, like just water with the tea like soaking in it overnight. So I don't brew the tea and then cool it down. I just literally put loose tea in this. This is from David's Tea, it's a tea press. I put loose tea in this and then put water in it. And then I let it just sit overnight in the fridge, and then the next morning it's cold, and I have 2 of those, so I have them on rotation. So I have actually been drinking so much more water lately because it's just lightly flavored with tea. It's not like iced tea. It's not like Nestea iced tea. It's not like that. It's just slightly flavored with like, the one I like the best is called strawberry lemonade. They don't make that anymore. I have some from last year still. They were in sealed packages. By the way, I'm not going to use my eyeshadow primer today. This is my Use Up foundation, and I've been using it as an eye primer recently, and I've been liking using it that way. So this is the Makeup Revolution Fast Base foundation. I do like it. I just want to use it up faster. So I've been using it to prime my eyes with, and it's been working out really, really good. So I placed a big order with David's Tea. I'm waiting for that to come, and I've just been like shopping online way too much. So I've not necessarily been buying things, but I've been window shopping online. Do you know, like just to fill my time. I have other things that fill my time, thankfully. Like I have YouTube and I have yoga and I'm walking dogs every day and, you know, keeping the house clean and all those great things. But I still have all this extra time. So I've been doing way too much online window shopping. I don't have a matte brow shade, so I'm gonna grab my Makeup Use Up one, or my project, what am I calling it now? I have a new project pan for eyeshadows. I think I just called it Pan Those Shadows. I always set my eye primer as soon as I put it on. I don't know why. Even if I haven't put powder on my face yet, I guess it's just because I don't want to deal with buffing out any creasing. So I've definitely bought more clothing than I probably would have had this not happened, because I've just been like looking at everything. I've been waiting for like the best deals. So I've been getting so many like 50% off sales and then coupon codes on top of 50% off and that kind of thing, that I've just been like getting stuff real cheap, but I'm still spending money, and I am getting use out of the stuff, you know, stuff I'm wearing around the house, whatever. But I really need to kind of cool my jets a little bit. I still have a couple clothing hauls coming up that I need to film for you guys that you're gonna see. Like, I've bought a lot of stuff, and I still see stuff that I'm like, oh, that'll be great for like jam nights in the summertime, and like I'm in my mind still hoping that, you know, things will go back to normal, but who knows. So I keep buying stuff, and I need to go back to kind of where I was about a month and a half, 2 months ago, which was thoughtful purchases. So, you know, for example, this Amrezy palette, I've wanted it for a few months, and I didn't buy it when it first came out because I wanted to make sure it wasn't just a knee-jerk reaction, like, oh, new palette, need it right now, right? So I waited, and there were other palettes, other products that I did the same thing with that I can't even remember now, right? And that's kind of why I did it, because if you forget about it, you definitely didn't want it in the first place. So if you don't buy something on a knee-jerk reaction, and you forget about it, great. If you're still thinking about it, then it's probably something you really do want or need, or have something, you know, some hole in your life that's going to be filled with it. I'm talking about like after weeks and months, not necessarily like the next day. Reason I'm talking about this is because the next video I'm about to film right after I do this get ready with me is I'm doing my top 10 products on my wish list. Okay, I'm going into this palette now. I'm going to go into the shade. There's not really a very light transition shade. I'm actually surprised looking at it. These two shades here, New Yorker, I can't do that, but it's spelled Y-A-W-K-E-R, and then OG. They're very similar. Like they almost could be the same shade. They should have done a lighter shade instead. But I'll go into the shade OG. Yeah, these are typical Anastasia, lots of kick up, which doesn't bother me. Usually actually I would probably lay down some powder here just to catch it, but I just can't be bothered. Wow, this is the lightest matte shade in this palette. Oh, that is way darker even than it looks in the palette. Okay, and I'm getting tons of fallout, so I probably should put some powder down. Hang tight. All right, back to regularly scheduled programming. If you've not seen this before, I just put a lot of heavy powder, whatever my face powder is, like translucent powder, under my eyes. It catches any fallout and then it wipes away after, and it doesn't leave any behind, depending on the powder, but most don't. And so I just find it's a really good trick instead of having to worry about fallout actually remaining on your face. It's just a really good trick. So, I mean, this stuff blends out well. I expect that Anastasia shades are always going to blend out really, really easily. But I have no idea what I was talking about before this. So I'm going to do this top 10 wish list video. And I've really kind of thought about like, what are the things that I actually do want? This is all makeup wise, not clothing. Clothing wise, that's where I have the problem. I need to be more thoughtful about those purchases. Makeup I've actually been pretty good about. But I think I might have put too much here. Hate when that happens. Yeah, I really just want to go back to thoughtful purchasing as opposed to just buying whatever my little heart desires because I'm shopping too much online. I've been shopping at Additional constantly. I just did a try on haul for Additional, which all the stuff I got I really, really love. But I don't really need any more stuff, but they keep having the most amazing sales, like 50% off different things all the time. So, or even more than that. Have you been having problems with online shopping? Is this a common quarantine problem? Because for me, it definitely is. And I don't really know how to stop myself. I just need to like fill my time with other things. Apps. I need games on my phone. Because I think if I did games, then I would be distracted by games. And I just don't know what games are good. So let me know what games are good. Or if there's any other apps that you really like. All right. I know that I want to use probably this one or this shade, either Cupcake or Barb, maybe even both. So I definitely want to do a purpley look. So I think what I'll do is go into this shade here in my crease. This is called Semsa. There's a little, I don't know what that's called. It's like an upside down accent aigu. So I don't know how to pronounce that. I should look it up. Anyways, so I'll put this right in the crease. My son shaved his head. This is my middle son who's in his late teens. He shaved his head and it's something he's been talking about for weeks. He finally did it and I don't love it on him. I do think every man, every boy, every man in their life should probably shave their head one time just to get it out of their system. And I didn't tell him this, but I strongly discouraged it, but he did it. Anyways, just to get it out of their system, just to know what it looks like on them, you know what I mean? So it looks great on some people and they go their whole lives with like shaved heads or like very, very low buzz cuts. Yeah, his head's not like shaved. It's like a very, very short buzz cut. So, you know, whatever, he'll get it out of his system now and that's fine. But it's weird because my oldest son, the one who doesn't live with me anymore because he's 20 years old. Every time I think that number or say it, I'm like, oh no, where did time go? But anyways, my 20-year-old who still lives in another province, he has always had like that type of haircut, like a very low shaved head type haircut. And so now every time I walk in the room and I see this one here, especially if his back is towards me, I just see his head. I always think it's the other one. I'm like, it's like a quarter of a second. I'm like, oh yeah, he doesn't live here. So anyways, it's been kind of interesting. I'm gonna get a flat shader brush. I'm gonna get a MAC 239. I don't know if these are good anymore. I have the, no, is this the 239? I think it is the 239. That's what it's called, right? I don't even remember anymore. It's been so long. Yeah, 239 since I purchased MAC brushes. These are the old ones, the non-synthetic ones. Anyway, I'll go into Cupcake first. I don't know, ever since they changed to synthetic, I haven't tried them. You know, MAC brushes are super expensive. Oh wow, look at that. That's pretty. That's real pretty. MAC brushes are expensive. I don't need really more brushes in my life. So even though I love MAC, especially shader brushes, the 239, the 242, I think it's called. Oh, this is so pretty. This is really rich. I haven't bought any in years because I just don't, like, I don't need them. So I don't know if the new synthetic ones are good. If you have purchased any of them, can you let us know? Because I want to know if they have remained as good or better or whatever. Because these ones were amazing. I have 2 of them. I kind of wish I had more because I always reach for them. You know, you always have your eye brushes that you reach for first, and then they're like your go-to. But you can only use it like once, and then you gotta wash it. I keep just trying to build this color up because I just want to see how like intense I can get it. But that's real pretty. I've been flipping this brush around if I do 2 lid shades and just using the other side. So I'm going to do that and go into the shade Barb. I might use my finger with this because it looks like a finger shade, but I'll use a brush first just for the sake of science. This shade looks so pretty. Oh yes, that's so pretty. Right? Is that not pretty? I gained like 7 pounds. Honestly, some of it might have been water weight when I weighed myself that day, but I definitely could tell that I had put on a little bit of weight, and because I was snacking a ton, like friggin' Twizzlers and chocolate bars and chips and like anything I wanted, and that was fine for like 2 weeks because, you know, we're all dealing with this in different ways. But a day came where I was just like, I am done with this. This has got to stop. I cannot come out of this like 20-30 pounds heavier. I already have to lose weight in the first place. So I decided to cut out sugar, which has not been that difficult. The first couple days, I am gonna actually go in with my finger just over top, just to make sure that I have as intense of a punch as I want. The first couple of days of cutting out sugar, and I'm a sugar monster. Like, I always describe myself as a sugar monster because that's my weakness. It's in my, I know it's in your gut biome. That's what makes you crave sugar, and it's in mine. Like, it's hard. So I decided to cut out definitely like all sugars that I could, like refined sugars, so all junk food sugars, not fruit. I changed even like my coffee sugar to Crisda, which is a monk fruit sugar substitute, and I actually really like it. I kind of want to punch this up even more. I'm just going to take this shade here, Reezy, this pink shade, and I'm going to just kind of put it in the middle of those 2 shades. So I'm just going to like punch it up a little bit with this pink. So I've cut out all these sugars. I also decided to cut out starches. So I've been dabbling with the idea of starting a keto diet. I just don't know if it's for me. I haven't jumped in fully because I just don't know if I can fully cut out some of these things. And I know it works for people really, really well, but yeah, I'm still on the fence. So I'm in a bunch of keto groups on Facebook, just kind of like researching the topic, but I just don't know if I want to do it yet. So haven't, but what I've done is I have decided to like fully cut out bread, potatoes, rice, and what's the other one? Bread, potatoes, rice, and pasta. And I've been doing pretty good at that. Like, I have to say, I'm actually kind of proud of myself. I've had a few, I want to say, slip-ups here and there. Like yesterday, I've been doing this now for probably 10 days. And yesterday was, honestly, guys, a mental health day from hell. Like, it was awful. Ugh, powder everywhere. I've said for so long, like, I am obsessed with my husband. Like, I love him so much. I'm deadly in love, but deadly is like the wrong word. But like, I love him. Yesterday we were fighting all day. Like, it was bad. And you know, it was just one of those days, and I just like crying over and over, and I was just having a terrible day. So by the time dinner rolled around, also our TV broke yesterday, so we had to go buy a new one. So on the way back from buying a TV, by the way, not the grocery store, the pharmacy had televisions. Figure that one out, but whatever. Yay for us. On the way back from that, we passed by this restaurant, this like burger restaurant, and I was just like, you want to get burgers for dinner? So yeah, I caved last night and had a burger and fries, and the burger had onion rings on it too, so it was fantastic. It was just what I needed. So, you know, whatever, you're gonna have those days sometimes, but other than that, I feel like I've been doing really good with everything. I have times where I just like really crave sugar though still, and don't really know what to do about that. So I finished my eyebrows and liner off camera just because I really need to concentrate on that. I'm gonna use these lashes. These are the Eylure Luxe Silk Effect lashes in Radiant, and that's what they look like. They're very spiky. I don't love Eylure lashes, so I'm gonna see if I like the band on these, but I'll probably speed this part up. So I think those placed on there pretty well. They weren't too hard. I did trim a little bit off the ends. If you're ever trimming eyelashes, only ever do it off the ends, not the inside, because then you lose that little delicate bit on the inside. But they're kind of spiky, but I kind of like them. I know the glue's still drying over here, but I think they're real nice. Okay, I'm gonna do just the tiniest bit of black liner on the lower lash line today. So why don't I start with that? This is my Pixi Silky eye pen that I'm using up. And what I like to do, because I really like to keep my eyes big and open, I don't like to fully line my waterline or bring it all the way in because that closes me off. It's not a great look on me personally. So I like to just bring it, and this is a very, very smudgeable pencil, which is why I'm using it. I like to bring it about 1/3 of the way in. And then I grab a Q-tip, and then I smudge it inwards even more because it will come in about halfway at that point. But it gives it a nice gradient when you smudge it with a Q-tip because it's still darker on the outside and much lighter on the inside. See? I just kind of like that look. It still keeps them open. And then I'm going to take the same pen and just tight line right in the inner upper corner because I always have like a gap there from my liquid liner, and I just like to fill it in so that you don't see any skin there. I don't usually tight line my whole upper lash line, just the inside there. Okay, I'm gonna grab, sometimes I annoy myself the way I talk. Okay, I'm gonna who talks like that? I'm going to grab a lower lash line. I think of these as lower lash line brushes just because that's where I use them, but it's a very, very like rounded type, and I'm going to go into, what should I use? There's only really dark mattes in here. I guess I'll go into this purple that we used before. So that's that Semsa shade. I always tap everything off, especially with Anastasia, because there's tons of kick up. And I'm just going to put that right underneath, just where the black is again, until most of the color's off. And then I'll drag it in a little bit further because I just like to cover up these deep, deep, deep lines underneath my lash line. 38 years old over here. Don't always see it, but it comes through sometimes. Okay, same thing on this side. I feel like I didn't pick up enough. And what I'm going to do is grab this brush that I used for my transition shade. I'm a big fan of like reusing the same brushes just so I don't have to wash them as often. And I'll go back into that shade OG, tap off most of it, and then just blow it out all over the bottom lash line. And that just blends everything out. And it doesn't matter that this brush is big because I'm using it on a lighter shade that is just blowing everything out, so I don't really care. I leave the door open because a lot of people love the birds, but then every once in a while you'll get a train or you'll get an ambulance or whatever. I really like the birds chirping too, and today's very rainy. I've always loved rain, the sound of rain. I love being out in the rain. I love rainy days. It's my favorite type of weather. So, hey, good thing I live here, although we haven't had a lot of rain in the last like 6 months. But yeah, so if you hear like a train, that's why. I want to grab just like a flat kind of, it doesn't matter, just like some kind of shader brush to do the brow bone. And I'm going to go into this shade Wasted right here. Why is it Waisted? I don't really know Amrezy. I don't follow her, so I don't really know anything about her. So all these like catchphrases, no idea. But it's the shade Wasted. See the difference? I know it's so subtle, but it just is a little bit lighter and has the slightest amount of pink shimmer in it. And it's giving me, instead of being like frosted under eye or under brow, it just gives a little bit of light and a little bit of lift. Okay, so since this is a first impression on this palette, so far, really like it. Really, really like it. I love this look. It's like my typical purple type look, but I really like it, so yay. I was going through my collection being like, what do I want to use on my face today? And I haven't used this in a long time. So this is from Benefit. I don't know if you can get this anymore. It's the Cheekleaders Mini Bronze Squad, but I'm using it because I want to use Hoola bronzer and cookie highlighter. And I know that you can get both of those things in other palettes and in singles, so that's why I'm using it. I haven't used Hoola bronzer in so long, and I thought, why not? Let's just see how it looks, because it's been a while. Okay. Oh, one other thing I wanted to talk about that I thought was so funny. So I've been missing people. I said to my husband yesterday, I have realized just how much of, like how many social and people interactions I have daily by missing them. So I have my work, so it's a retail store, dealing with people all day long. You know, that's what I love. That's my career. So I love talking to people all day long, fixing people's problems, finding them what they want, you know, all that kind of stuff, just friendly chit chat. And of course, like my employees, I miss my peers. I miss, like, you know, conference calls and just chatting with other managers and that type of thing. I miss my social groups, so I miss like our karaoke. Of course, you guys know. I was gonna say that. Okay, by the way, I'm using this blush. It's the Tarte Entertain blush. I definitely miss karaoke a lot. I miss like the jam nights that we go to, so music that we, you know, my husband jams with other musicians and that kind of thing. And I don't have to miss my interactions on YouTube because I still have that, but I have just kind of like realized how much people make up my world and my happiness, and I've been missing that a lot. And that is that's like why I had, well, that's not why I had such a bad day yesterday, but I know that my mental health is just really taking a hit right now. But I'm glad I'm aware of it. Do you know what I mean? So anyways, I had that realization yesterday, just like how much of my normal life of people and this, I'm not even talking properly. It makes sense though, right? Okay. So I'm missing all that. So there's this thing that it's a very Canadian thing, I feel like, people are doing called driveway beers, where you go to a friend's, but you don't go inside. You bring your chairs and you sit 6 feet away on the driveway with them, or you sit like in your neighborhood and just everybody sits on their own driveway and just sits down and has beers. Now, I'm sure this is happening all over the world, and I don't know where this was coined, but the term driveway beers I think is hilarious, and I love it, and I'm gonna do that very soon. Okay, this is a gloss from Wet n Wild. It's very springtime. It's the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit High Shine Lipstick in the shade Peach Stole My Look. Every time I hear that name, I'm like, what does that even mean? I know what it's a play on, but it sounds awkward. But it also makes me think of Jenna and Julian and their dog. You know, you ever watch Jenna Marbles on YouTube? Their dog Peach, who is just like the cutest, sweetest dog ever. I think of that every time. Okay, hopefully I let that play because those birds sound real nice right now. And I was just enjoying the sound of them, so hopefully I'll leave them in so you guys can hear them too. I guess I'm done. That's the end of my face, so that's the end of this Get Ready With Me. I hope that you got ready with me. And if you didn't and I was just background noise keeping you company, that's good too. But I hope you guys are doing well. It's a very difficult time, especially just connecting with people. So hopefully I can be that for you if that's what you're missing in your life. You guys are always there for me in that way in the comments and that kind of thing. So I really appreciate that. So leave me a comment. It really does help me. It used to help and still does help algorithm wise and that kind of thing, but it helps me mental health wise. When you guys leave me comments, even if it's just like one sentence, it just really brightens my day to see that people are actually responding to the stuff I put out there. So if you want to do that, I would love that. Let me know if you want a Get Ready With Me or first impression on that Morphe palette, because I am probably going to do it. I just maybe need a little push. And that's it for today. So have a great day, guys. Speak kindly to yourself. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.